Hi. Okay. So let's turn to page. Let's turn to page 191. You got it? It says Liyot Ra'ui, to be fit.
To be fit.
To be fit for something.
Be fit to be tired.
Kshnichnas Yaakov Avinu lekabel et habracha me'et Yitzchak. Okay, this is the end of the parsha, when Yaakov takes. Oh, we'll jump around. Takes part of this big con man scheme of getting Yitzchak to give him Esav's blessing.
Also, we're past the birthright blessing.
Right. So he says when he entered to get the bracha from his father, who ra'ad kulo, he was trembling. Kimat lo haya b'koach l'tzod pnima. He almost did not have the energy to step inside.
What does the word litzod mean?
To step. Tza'ada is a parade. Okay.
Good word to know.
Yeah. Lo beglal hapachad mipnei Esav. This was not because of fear for Esav. Ad lato rega, until that moment, ukvar ha'emin be'echlet be'imo Rivka. At that moment, he really fully believed his mother. Shamralo and Hokach. She told him to do this. Kishamralo Rivka lekabel et habracha. When Rivka told him that told him to take the bracha, v'shehi tidag le'esav achiv, and she'll worry about, Esav. V'yada she'esav lo yikanes b'shat habracha. So his mother will somehow make sure that he'll be there long enough to get the bracha. It wasn't Esav he was afraid of. What was he afraid of? So it's like this. הסימן הראשון לאדם רשע הוא שהוא משוכנע שהוא טוב. This is a pretty strong statement. He says, the first sign for an evil person is that he's convinced that he's good. If you're fully convinced that everything you're doing is right and good, you're probably not right. Okay?
That was the thinking of the Nazis.
That what?
That they thought that they were right and everybody else was wrong.
Yeah, really, every person has his own little philosophy which justifies it. But he's saying it's actually the sign of a good person who is able to question himself, at least here and there. That's what there's a Torah from the Ishbitzer that says, "Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid." Okay, I'm sure you heard that. I place Hashem before me always, but he interprets it as Shiviti Hashem lenegdi. Negdi means against me, meaning a tzaddik is someone who's able to say maybe God is against me in this particular action. Maybe He doesn't want me to do this. It takes quite a level of spiritual sophistication to be able to say that. Maybe what I want to do is not the right thing. It's so easy for us to imagine that we're always right. כשאדם מתהלך בעולם והוא בטוח שהוא ראוי וצדיק, זה סימן לכך שהוא רשע. If a person's walking around the world and he's sure that he's deserving and he's righteous, it's a sign that something is wrong. Yaakov היה בעל לב נשבר. Okay, Yaakov was a person of the broken heart, right? This is what Nachman was one of his big thing was the distinction between sadness and brokenheartedness, and it's a very big difference because sadness is bad most of the time. It's sadness, depression, laziness. It's a whole family, but brokenheartedness is a good thing. It looks very similar to sadness, but it can be very positive. Meaning, yeah, that may be one way of putting it. But it's not. One of the signs about what type of experience I'm having is what does it make me do afterwards? So when people are depressed, they don't want to do anything. When a person's heart breaks in a positive way, it's like okay, now I understand, and now I'll move on. Yeah, whatever every person according to what it does, but It's open. It's not shutting down.
Breakdown lead to breakthroughs.
Okay. Because I think what's behind that is that our brains are very sophisticated, and we know very well to block up things we don't want to feel, right? And so we just say, okay, I'm not going to feel that right now. And sometimes a broken heart is saying, oh yeah, I know you were telling me not to feel for a long time, but I feel it all of a sudden. And it could be sad, because it could be the topic of sad, but it's a really positive thing. Oh wow, I got my bearings back, But furthermore, what he's talking about over here is leiv nishbar that has to do with humility. You see this particularly in the Hasidic Sfarim, again and again, in the stories also about the great tzaddikim always having this sense of, wow, there's so much I can do. My responsibilities are so great. I haven't done anything. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter how many people are telling me I'm the biggest tzaddik. It's like this feeling of I have to work. And that type of leiv nishbar. That's what they used to say about the choza of Lublin, the seer of Lublin. You have hundreds of people coming in to see him, and you talk to them and make them feel better. But then he would say to people, his friends, he'd say, listen, everyone's coming in here and getting life from me. I'm so broken myself. Like, how does that work? Something like that. So he's saying this. Says Yaakov was doubting himself. So he's thinking, who am I that I received this blessing? I'm not deserving of a blessing. Esav on the other hand, thought, Mira oil bracha yoter mimeni. Yeah, Esav was, I need to get the bracha. There's no doubt there. Or you have that statement in the Haman also, right? Who would the king want to honor except for me? It's like so obvious that I deserve everything.
But Esau had more standing than that. You should have accepted the bracha.
Why?
The first one.
Okay. Now, also another thing he says is, Yaakov mukhan lebracha klal. He wasn't, in addition to feeling undeserving, he also wasn't ready. The peta karalo Rivka amralo shmati arega tavicha. All of a sudden, his mother calls him and said, "I just heard your father." Omer saying, "Shuvatzeh levarech Esav." He wants to bless Esav. Kadima Meher said, "Go ahead, move in there." Okay. Yaakov says, Rega, 1 second. I want to go to the mikvah first. This is a big thing. Rivka says, no, there's no time. I want to say Tehillim, I want to do tshuva, I want to be, feel like I can, be on the level. So he says, no, there's no time. Yaakov yadashu lo yitkonen karaui. V'nichnas lacheder b'lev nishbar legamri. He knew that he hasn't prepared properly at all, and therefore he came into the room brokenhearted. That's what's so holy, says Shlomo, in the whole story of the blessings. If you're entering the room, you're thinking to yourself, Hitkonanti, Magiali. I say, oh, I prepared, now I deserve to get this. The evil inclination says, Achen, אתה צודק. Oh, you're right. זה מה שאני מנסה לומר לך כל החיים. So this I'm trying to tell you all your life. על זה אני מדבר, this is what I'm talking about. אתה כל כך מיוחד, you're so special. אתה מקדים את זמנך ב100 שנים, מאות שנים, you're hundreds of years before your time. חכה ותראה, wait and see, בשנה הבאה, next year, תופיע תמונתך בשער המגזין Life. Next year you have the Life Man of the Year. מגיע לך שיכירו אותך, you deserve that they should know about you. אבל אם אתה נכנס לברכות ואומר, אוי ויי, לא התכוננתי, זה לא מגיע לי, אני בכלל לא אמור להיות כאן, יצר הרע לא יכול להיכנס איתך. So he's saying is, that's what's going on over here. He needed to be not ready. Okay? Because if he was ready, then the Yetzer Hara really comes in. Starts puffing up the ego and saying, "Oh, you deserve this. You're so great."
Also by being insecure or
Exactly, the holy insecurity.
The opposite, holy chutzpah, holy insecurity.
I think you might need this in California, a little bit holy insecurity. Yeah. Okay. Now, Namik Od. Let's go deeper with this. Every time the Torah says something for the first time, that's the basis for that whole topic in the Torah. You probably might have heard this before. It's interesting to notice each word in Torah, where's the first time it's mentioned. Like the word bracha, where's the first place it's mentioned? Mentioned on Shabbos, on the seventh day of creation. So he says to show that bracha. It's an example. That's bracha is about. There's lots and lots of examples where he says he can't say about Zman. He's going to say like this: the Mishal Shorish v'Yisod Shekol Musag Hazman נמצא בתורה היכן שמדברת על שבת. אבל לא רק מושג הזמן בכללו, אפילו מושג של שביר שנייה. Okay, so he's saying this idea of a split second, the idea of a tiny amount of time, and that's the first time it says that is on Shabbos. שנאמר, ויערב ויבוקר, יום השישי, מיד אחר כך, ויחול השמיים והארץ, וזה כבר שבת. Okay, what he's saying is like this: if you read the psukim about creation, it flows from Friday to Shabbos, it goes like straight in. Yeah, it says, that's already description of Shabbos. Okay, so the Shlomo is pointing out that and the description of Shabbos is also a description of this flowing in one instant from one day to another. איננו יודעים בדיוק מתי שבת מתחילה. We don't know exactly when Shabbat begins. לכן אנחנו מוסיפים 18 minutes. Since we don't know when Shabbos is, we add 18 minutes. Over here in Yerushalayim, they add 40 minutes. מחשש נטעה. איש איננו יודע מה הרף עין שבו שבת מתחילה. No one knows when's that split second when Shabbos starts. רק Hashem יודע. Okay, so what's he saying? He's saying there's something about the beginning of Shabbos which has in it an element of unknown. It's like, when did it start exactly? We don't have like a good way of holding on to that. So, okay, let's start a little early because It's going to start in a certain split second. So that's the first time in the Torah we have this change in a split second. Pamashniya, the second time, Shabbat Fiyam Musag Heref Ein. Second time we see this thing about a split second. He Eitzel Yaakov ve'Esav. That's with Yaakov and Esav. Berega sheyatza Yaakov me'et Yitzchak lachar bracha. The moment after Yaakov left from Yitzchak, right? He goes at the door. Oto heref ein nichnas Esav lacheder. Esav came in immediately afterwards. No time between. Kodem lechein lo hayta reshut. Before that, Esav could not come in. He just wasn't able to enter at that time. If Esav would have gone in during the time that Yaakov received the brachot, he would have killed Yaakov on the spot. He killed not only Yaakov, but Yitzchak too. Torah says in that split second that he went out, Esav nichnas. Okay. Hazara Kodesh Misaper. The Zohar tells that Yitzchak lo haya echol l'sayem leverach et Yitzchak. Yitzchak wasn't able to stop blessing. Wasn't able to stop blessing Yaakov. Upashut lo itzliach lachdom levarech. You got into this flow of blessing, you just couldn't stop. Lachen higiu shnei malachim. Two angels came. Ve'atzru et Yitzchak. And they stopped Yitzchak from levarech et Yaakov. They stopped him. And the Yitzchak Avinu היה דלת מסתובבת בחדרו, ברגע שיעקב יצא נכנס עשיו. So he had a revolving door. I don't know, had revolving doors in those days, but it was like a bank, you know. So the second that the Yaakov went out, Esav came in. Hazor Omer shekol sipur bracha ze haya b'dargat Shabbat. Hazor is saying the whole story is like Shabbat. Naniach sheshabbat nichnaset b'diuk. Arba Shabbos comes in exactly 4:29. Nothing you can do to change this. זה היה ממש כמו שבת. מפני שברגע שיצא יעקב נכנס עשיו. באותו שביר שנייה שרק השם יודע את זמנו בדיוק.
Is that how one should speak, rather than saying 4:29? One would say about 4:29, because
that's not what he's talking about something else. He's trying to describe the sense of mystery of certain things happen in a way that only Hashem knows. Okay, there'll be also something mysterious happening. Let's see what he says. Hashevet Yehuda Omer Davar Mokli. Shevet Yehuda is something he mentioned previously to Avram Eger. He says, Oneg Pirusho La'agia L'makom Shu Me'ever Li. Oneg, which is pleasure. What's pleasure? Pleasure is to come to a place that's beyond me. That's pleasure. What will happen to me if I know exactly when Shabbat comes in? If I would know the secret, and the meaning of that would be if I would know exactly when Shabbat comes in, that means I'll be able to prepare myself very carefully. Okay, this is when it's coming in. I'll be ready, and I'll get it. Could be. I'm sorry, I skipped a line. אבל כל עניינה של שבת הוא מה שמעבר לי. לכן אינני יכול יודע איך להיכנס לשבת. It's on purpose, on that, made that way. I don't know exactly what Shabbat's going to be. Because in that way, I can't be ready for it. Since it's something beyond me, so I can't really get ready for it. לא הכנתי את עצמי. זה לא מגיע לי. זה רק מתנה מלמעלה. זה עונג. That's what he's saying. That's oneg. That's real pleasure when it's something that's above me. Also, I get. And so that's what Shabbos is about. Getting something you're not really ready for, not really deserving. And I guess that's why no one ever gets to prepare on time on Friday. It's one of the biggest mysteries. Like people keep on working. They're always behind. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, there are always many people who
I'm sure there are some people out there, some strange people.
That's to predict more. It is, well, now we know what time it is predictable. But it is interesting.
No, but even time that we say, just time to take it in a couple minutes early, just to be sure. That's what he's saying. It's, the real time is sometime. Tzarich lשים lev. You need to notice, כשמשהו טוב קורה לי, when something good happens to me, אחרי שהתכוננתי ואני מרגיש שאני ראוי לו, יכול להיות שאשמח, אבל לא אחווה עונג אמיתי. Okay, he's saying the same thing. When I'm really ready for something, I'll be happy, but it's not really real pleasure. העונג מגיע רק כשאני יודע בוודאות שאינני ראוי לטוב זה. The oneg comes only when I know for sure that I'm not fit for this good, not ready for it, I'm not deserving. כשאני אסיר תודה על המתנה העצומה שקיבלתי, I'm full of gratitude for the gift that I've received. לכן אנו מברכים מקדש השבת. That's the blessing we say again and again. On Shabbos Mekadesh Shabbat, Hashem makes the Shabbos holy. We're not doing it. We're not making our Shabbos holy. Hashem is doing it. We're just plugging in. Yeah. השבת מגיעה ממקום עליון כל כך שרק השם יכול להביא אותה אליי משם. It comes from a high place that only Hashem can bring it to me. כשאני שמח, when I'm happy, אני יכול להצביע על הרגע המדויק שהתחלתי לשמוח. I can point at the particular moment when I started getting happy. אבל עונג הוא מדרגה אחרת. Pleasure is something else. לא אוכל לדעת באיזה רגע בדיוק התחלת לחוות עונג, זה מעבר לי, it's beyond me. רק השם יודע. אם אני יכול להצביע על השעה המדויקת, שזה התחיל, זה לא באמת עונג. Pleasure, by its very definition, it's, I don't know when it started, I don't know when it ended. It's not, I can't hold on to it. I can't hold on to it. What do you think about this? That's okay. Mine too.
I've been catching some of it, but Val, do you have any wisdom about this?
You take me on. It's a new concept for me, so I'm mulling it over.
Maybe we should review it a little.
Yeah, let's just recap what he says. He's saying that Yaakov was afraid and unprepared for the blessing. Yeah, insecure. Meaning to say, he didn't have any time to get ready for it. He didn't think that he's for sure the one to get it. His mother told him,
Rivka just said,
go and do it.
Sorry.
And she said, I don't know. He says, no, you go now.
Why was there a hesitation? He had bought the birthright, so he knew he was, he thought that he wasn't, he should not have gotten it.
His other son, I mean, it's not up to him to decide. It's pretty,
Well, the birthright and the blessing were two separate things, no?
well, maybe they were connected, but obviously it wasn't obvious. In any case,
Well,
clear.
anyway,
It's clear he went because
to get the birthright.
Yeah, okay, whatever. In any case, he wouldn't have done it if she wouldn't have told him to do it. Right? Presumably. So that's what he's saying. He's saying if he felt, unready.
It was good.
That's he's saying it was good. It's like Shabbos. It's like Shabbos. I have to come into Shabbos with the sense like I'm not ready. I'm getting Mekadesh Shabbat. Hashem's giving it to me. That's what makes me ready to get it. Same thing with the blessing.
Why did Yaakov have to go through this deceit thing? He had acquired the Torah fair and square. So why couldn't he have gone into his father and related how he had come to acquire the Torah and therefore the bracha belongs to him?
That's fair and square.
Well, Asa didn't want it.
So what do you think?
I think that this is what I think. I don't know how true this is. That the Bechor belongs to Esau. You cannot take it away, even if a person doesn't want it. A Kohen may not want the Kehuna, let's say, but he can deny whatever it is. But he's a Kohen, like it or not. And Esau is the Bechor, like it or not.
Okay.
So the Bechor really did not, and the bracha did not really belong to Yaakov, whether Esau wanted it or not. And he and I don't want to sound sacrilegious. That's why I'm hesitating here. And he was hiding behind my mother said, and keep it a.
Actually, I think it's the uncle says that Rivka told him she heard it was a prophecy.
Oh, she told that to Jacob?
Yeah, it wasn't just her thing. She knew what she was talking about.
Well, it was prophecy.
The prophecy
When you
that
begin.
Shem gave her, the prophecy Shem gave her was that the older will serve the younger. That's what she heard from Shem.
Mm-hmm.
But she did she hear that Yaakov is entitled to the Rachas as the first one?
Maybe that was her interpretation. That's what it means. Or maybe she heard another prophecy. I don't know. And in any case, the
Yaakov is at least ambivalent about it.
Yeah.
What would have happened if Yaakov didn't listen to his mother and said that maybe Yaakov had come to this?
We would have had different parsha.
He wouldn't be here.
This whole thing started because Yaakov didn't believe that Esau was Ro'ui to be head of the family, as it were, and to take the mantle of Avram and Yitzchak. That's how the whole thing started, isn't it?
Why have that? Well, the whole thing in the beginning of the Parshat Hashavua?
There's another question on the subject is that when Yaakov was recommending Leah for deceiving him. She knew the Maisa of Yaakov and Esau. Question is, how did she find out all of this?
But that's after this.
Right, all my questions are answered today. I have nothing to ask.
Well, Yaakov was. Yeah, Yaakov had questions of whether this was right or not, right? Which was good. He was humble, both from whether it was the right thing to do to his brother as well as whether he deserved it and merited it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it wasn't like false, it was good humility. And what was the expression of this?
We're trying to think about a little bit what.
Holy insecurity.
Let's think of what you're trying to say a message, like beyond just the story. Like what's the message, for life, right?
Well, isn't it related to sometimes we're destined to do things that we're not quite, that we're not sure we're destined for, and we have to go forward with it if we know it's good, or we have to. Our bodies aren't always going to be there to tell us what we're supposed to be doing. We need to figure it out and do it.
Okay, I'm saying that's another track you can go on. I'm saying this point he's saying over here, but this thing of being prepared or not being prepared.
Is that his point? Is it that the special oneg comes from not being prepared?
That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's really his point. There's something about not. If you were prepared, I think the thing of being prepared is that you're making everything smaller. It's like I know what I'm prepared for. If I was going to a meeting and I know. Yes, yeah, I'm defining it according to my own little, capacities. I'm going to a meeting with somebody. It's supposed to be a very interesting meeting, but I prepare, over prepare. I know exactly what I'm going to say. Halfway through I'll say this, and then I'll start smiling. And then the chances of something big happening there. Maybe you'll get them to do what you want them to do, but if you want to actually
you're limiting it.
If you want to get something unexpected, you have to say, I don't know. It's just being able to say, I don't know, is what's opening us up.
What's opening us up to what Hashem has in store.
Exactly. Yeah.
To us trying to define what it is we're supposed to do. I think there's something, right, we're creating, when we prepare, then we're creating the story that we expect to happen.
Yeah. There's another thing, he's talking about something very holy, saying, well, I'm going to get a blessing from Yitzchak. I would think I would, say Tehillim before. But he didn't have that. He didn't feel like he was all spiritually ready. What do you do when you're not spiritually ready? You just jump. It's like, okay, I'm jumping with it. It's like sometimes I think you can feel this during davening. Sometimes we're in the middle of davening and we're not really davening right now. But then you can have that moment saying, I wasn't ready, but now I am. It's sort of like a getting ready. That getting ready in a second can be very powerful. It could be an expression of our intensity. Instead of like being so careful about things. Okay, am I ready? Am I not ready?
Well, this, when Shabbos come and they sound the horn,
yeah,
it is like a
jolt.
A jolt. It does jolt you, and it opens. It's an opening jolt.
As they say, that says about the thunder. It says the Chazal say that thunder is made to straighten the crookedness of the heart.
To what?
Straighten out.
Is
Yaakov had time to consider whether he was royal or not, because when Esav came for the bracha and he had a different bracha, Yaakov had to run for his life, whether he thought he was good or not. He didn't have a chance to contemplate it.
We're going before. Not after, before. Before he came in.
And didn't Yaakov pray to Hashem? He just ran there open.
Isn't there some kind of halacha that you're not supposed to do a mitzvah that comes through Leah? And I hesitate because I'm talking about a global here. Was the acquisition of the Torah, was that not wrong? Wasn't it? And he acquired the bracha for the Torah through this deceit.
Seemed to be the right thing.
Then again, before he ran away, he went to his father, and Yitzchak confirmed the bracha.
Yeah. It says also that he smelled. There's the smell. The smell of the garden. Rashi says they smelled the Gan Eden. Gan Eden came in once. He smelled it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me Yitzchak knew more, you had to know what was going on, but that's not what this is about. Right?
All right.
The exact Russian was Kol Yaakov. But Yaakov spoke very differently from Esav.
How the end
because Esav said, how come you came back so quickly? And Yaakov said, because God helped me. Esav didn't talk that way.
Okay.
So that was so even then, Yitzchak must have known that.
It sounds like Yitzchak had his questions, but he just went ahead with it. Are you asking how does it end?
Yeah.
In the end, what he says in the end, he talks about the difference between joy and real pleasure. You can be happy. You can know when you started being happy, but joy, he says, but pleasure, oneg, is a higher thing, and you don't even know when it started. In general, in the Chassidut, there's the word oneg. There's a lot of put on this word. Oneg, pleasure. The Sefer Yetzirah says the word. There's nothing higher than oneg, and there's nothing lower than nega. It's the same letters. The Sefer Yetzirah talks about how the opposites are similar. So and oneg is pleasure, and nega is like a tzarat, leprosy, whatever it is. They talk about why is oneg the highest thing, why is pleasure the highest thing. They say because most of what we do is a sort of external manifestation of who we are. It's not exactly who we are, but the act of pleasure that touches to our core. It's a.
Yeah, I mean, to have pleasure, you need to open yourself up to it. You're not for it, so it's somewhat infinite. Thank you. How do you feel after your healing?
I loved it. Like a day or two later, I was like, I didn't feel the long prayer. Yeah, they were fine with last one. How about you?
No.
Last day? You said it took like 2 weeks last time, didn't you?
Or something happened 2-3 weeks after.
No, you're still on the roll. It's not good, it's still there.
Don't tell her, have a good day.
Thank you very
Shabbat
much. Bye.
Like it's gonna rain here. On my parade.
So we better get home before they're done.
Or just to open ourselves up to the infinite.
Yeah,
downpour
surprises.
of world of Hashem.
You know, when you come up with these things, you make me feel